Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh,
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern. I am back on a busy day. Just going to jump right into it. Talking about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is fired in Seattle, or was he? Is this a weird series of events? And did he deserve it? The answer to all of those questions are undeniably hell yes. At best, I don't know what I saw yesterday. This was covered in Yahoo Sports by Liz Rocker. If you check out Yahoo Sports, I'm sure it's delightful. But the Seattle Seahawks, they fired Pete Carroll. And from the way he was at the presser, he was just as shocked as anybody else about him being fired. The reason it stands out as a shock to, I think, him and to everybody else is that Pete Carroll is the winningest coach in Seattle Seahawks history at 137 wins, 89 losses, and 1 draw. Jody Allen, she owns the team. She released the dumbest statement ever, saying that Pete Carroll wasn't fired. His role is evolving into advisor. I don't know who's running PR for the NFL these days, but using the amicable split or mutual deciding to part ways, or he wasn't fired. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Either you're fired, get out of the building, or you're not fired and you're on staff. It is so weird. Just come out and say it. Because you can advise somebody to do something, but they don't have to do what you advise them to. So, in effect, he is fired. They're going to have a coach in his spot. Why not just say that? And it didn't seem to kind of clear up. But there is more problems than just coaching going on in Seattle. And we'll talk about that after a quick 20-second break from another unofficial sponsor of the show. Yes, KFC. KFC, try the $20 fill-up box or the $9 big box. Get yourself a bucket of chicken of 11 herbs and spices. Visit your good folks down at your local Kentucky Fried Chicken. Download the app or order online. Okay, so back to the reach. These are all the coaching jobs that's available right now in the NFL. The Panthers, that job's available. The Raiders, that job's available. The Titans, the Chargers, now the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Commanders, and now you can add the Patriots to that list because they just got rid of Bill Belichick. 8 jobs, and nobody is dying to get hired for. Honestly, of all the jobs out there, the Seahawks job is the most attractive, but I'll tell you why that's not really all that glitters is gold. Because number one, do you want to take a job where Pete Carroll is looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes? No, I don't think anybody wants that kind of job. And just again, to revisit the evolve part, I wish, try this in your life. If you walk into your boss's office and they say, hey, look, you're fired. You got like, oh, wow, I got to go find another job. I've got to make mortgage payments, car insurance payments. I got kids in private school, etc. But then they say, wait, you're an advisor. What you do, I'm going to hire somebody else to do what you do, but you're going to transition to an advisory role. How weird is that? Just look at your boss and be like, what the hell are you talking about? There was a box on my desk with everything in it. And you had security walk me to the door only to tell me that I am evolving into some sort of advisor you won't listen to just because the owner doesn't want to be perceived as a bad guy. Whatever. Whatever. I think when you look at the record, and let's just, like I said, we don't do spin, we don't sit here and talk about trash talk or anything else like that. We just go ahead and go off numbers and sports, who's in the coaching offices and who's out on the field. And this year they were 9-8. They missed the playoffs. They had the same identical record back in 2022. In 2021, they were 7-10. In 2020, they were 12-4. And they didn't do much in the playoffs. So going back to the last 4 years, the best year that they had was 2020. These past 3 years it have been just it's been hard to watch the Seattle Seahawks. The draft isn't going to do them any favors. The first round, they have the 16th pick. There's no pick in the second round for the Seahawks because Leonard Williams trade. And then the third round, they have the 78th pick. Fourth through the seventh, they only get one single pick. You think that the cap space would actually allow them to go looking around, but their cap is non-existent. They've got $3 million, that's including rollover cap that wasn't used in 2023. The free agency isn't going to do them any favors as well to retain players because they are losing in free agency Bobby Wagner, linebacker, also linebacker Jordan Brooks, Leonard Williams, and Noah Fant. So you can already see that there will be a depleted defense out there on the field. The offense under quarterback Geno Smith, who didn't have a bad season. Geno didn't have a bad season at all, but he's just injury prone. He's 33. He'll be 34 next year. Again, not talking down on the guy, just giving you the numbers. He had 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He threw for 3,624 yards. And he was, like I said, he was a good quarterback in the game, not to throw the game away, but to keep it competitive and keep it basically winnable within the margins. He's not a run guy. He's not a run guy. Geno is he barely uses his feet. I mean, this year he registered only 155 yards on the ground. So now you know the cap is working against you. Now you know the draft is working against you. You don't have the horses in your coaching stable to put a product on the field that's going to be enjoyable. The Legion of Boom was a long time ago. The Legion of Boom was a long time ago. And so when you look at the Seahawks and what they are right now, all of those guys have effectively moved on. Everybody from Russell Wilson all the way down to Richard Sherman. To quote Rick Pitino, they're not coming through that door. So they're going to go ahead and fade to irrelevance again in the NFC West. I don't even think there's any names to bring them out in prominence now. Could there be, like I said, a sleeper out there? Kind of like D'Amico Ryans and the Houston Texans? There could be. But with the pieces they have, with the limitations they have, the Seahawks just don't seem like a job anybody wants. And now you got an advisor looking over your shoulder and an owner who is indecisive. This can get pretty dicey pretty fast. But I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. Holla at your boy. This is Big Vern. Like, share, and subscribe to videos. We'll be back.